Good evening, family. Come on in. Welcome to week 3 of Sanctuary for the Disruptive Soul. I'm Dr. G, your conflict connoisseur, and I'm here to guide you on this journey towards deeper, bolder, more relationship-centered leadership. Tonight, for week 3, our theme is grow through experimentation. Grow through experimentation. And kind of to put like a subtopic to it, we're calling it permission to play, permission to fail. Permission to play, permission to fail. This is your space, your sanctuary. A reminder that transformation doesn't require perfection. It just requires movement. So let's take a moment. Let's breathe into the space for this evening. Let's inhale the confidence that we need for this week. And let's exhale that fear. So I want you to affirm with me, because affirmations definitely are real. They give us power. They give us focus. They keep us centered. And they speak to who we are and who we are becoming, not who we think we are. So let's affirm. I grow by trying, not by staying still. I want you to say that with me. I grow by trying, not by staying still. I grow by trying, not by staying still. Listen, for all of my leaders who are out there who think that you have to have all of the answers, survey says, that's not true. You don't have all of the answers. No one has all of the answers. You know what it's about? It's about asking the better questions. When you are seeking out the information that you need, that speaks to your growth, your vulnerability, and your transparency, right, in your leadership, because you're not going to know everything. You don't have all the answers. You can't fix it all, do it all. But what you can do is seek out the information, the resources, and connect to the people to help you make it happen. So disruptive leaders, we don't wait until everything is perfect, because guess what? Everything's not going to be perfect. There's never going to be a perfect moment, a perfect time, a perfect connection. It's all about the process and the progress that we make. It's about the experiments and the adjustments that we do. And we keep going and we keep moving. And so again, we're going to affirm, I grow by trying, not by staying still. Because if you stay still, you're going to get stuck. But if you try, and even if you fail in the try, guess what? You're still moving. You're creating momentum, and you are growing, even if you don't hit the mark, right? Because we're not pursuing perfection. We're pursuing excellence. And we want to do things well because we understand we're not going to be perfect in everything that we do. Last couple of weeks, I've been sharing a little bit something about myself. I want to kind of pivot to my co-author, Dr. Kelly M. Dixon, otherwise known as Dr. K. One of the things that she admitted to about taking a leap in a new role, that she might not have thought she had it all together in that space. But in the book, one of the things that she said, which was so yummy, was like so delicious, that I wanted to share with you all tonight, especially as we go into this week, talking about experimentation and being okay and having permission to play and to fail. because there is so much growth that comes even when we don't hit the mark. One of the things that she said, and I just want to pull it and read it, she knew what she brought to the table was unique. And that's one thing about all of us, that we need to walk in that boldness and in that confidence that there's no other Danielle Renee Green but me. Even if somebody actually has my exact same name, they're not a duplicate of me. We might share a name, but there's only one Danielle Renee Green on the planet who is me, right? And so we are all unique. We bring our uniqueness to the table, and that's what makes us special, and that's what makes us great, is that diversity of who we all individually are. But then when we come together, collaborating and be that collective, it just makes us flourish even more. So failing forward is still growth. Failing forward, like as you're moving forward and something doesn't hit right, it doesn't land the way that it needs to, guess what? You're still growing because you're moving and you're progressing. Because it's not about being flawless. I know Beyonce talks about, I wake up, I'm flawless. Like, right? Most of us, we don't wake up flawless. You know, we got crust in our eye. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and we got to get ourselves to where we feel we want to visually look and be pleasing to ourselves. But it's about being faithful to the call, right? And so we're not going to be flawless again, but we can be faithful. We could be consistent. We could pursue excellence, not perfection. So I want you to grab your journals real quick. I want you to, even if you have to use your phone to take some notes, I try to come every week with a journal prompt, something for you to reflect on and think about in the week as we go through our goals and our affirmations. But here's the prompt for this week. What's one leadership experiment you're willing to try this week? What's one leadership experiment you're willing to try this week? So maybe it's hosting a conversation that you've been avoiding. Maybe it's launching a new idea, even if it's messy. Sometimes things get a little messy in order for you to come up with the right combination of strategies, tactics, and moves. Maybe it's doing less and trusting your team more. So how are you delegating tasks to others and you're not managing or micromanaging? Take a minute or two. I want you to drop some comments here on the live. Maybe you'll watch this on the replay and you'll drop some comments. But what's one thing that you'll experiment with this week? What's one thing you'll experiment with? You're going to try it, right? Commit to try. So again, it might be a conversation. It might be how you allow your team to do some things. Maybe it's trying something that you don't have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. You got partial vision around it. You don't have all the details. So when we talk about disruptive leadership and even just being called to leadership, we are never called to safe leadership. We're called to soulful leadership. It's all about being heart-led, having those relationships, making those connections. When you lead with the heart, you're willing to take the risk of being misunderstood, to try what hasn't been done before, to make connections with people that you need to make the connections with in order to get the great things done that you need to get done. So this week, I dare you, I double dare you, I triple dare you to try something you've been sitting on. I know there's something that you probably was like, I wonder if that would work. If I did that, I wonder what result I would get from that. Try it this week. I'm giving you permission, right? But you really don't even need my permission. But I'm giving you permission. I want you to try it this week. Again, it might be the conversation that you need to have, right? It might be, taking your hands off of something and allowing somebody else to put their hands on it. Your leadership deserves movement. Don't be still in overthinking and overprocessing. And it's all about taking the slow but easy steps, right? Because this is all, it's a faith journey. It's a walk. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You don't get to disruptive leadership from 1 to 2, right? It's a process. So think about, what are you willing to try this week? What are you willing to try? And guess what? What if it doesn't work? What if it does work? Either way, you're going to still learn in the process, and you're still going to have momentum, and you're still going to move forward, because you know what? You're going to learn something better about you. So I hope that you're willing to experiment this week. And remember, I grow by trying, not by staying still. I grow by trying, not by staying still. So let's land this moment. Let's commit that we're going to try something this week, even if we fail. So this is your sanctuary. I'm telling you, this is your safe space. This is a space for us to come together and to figure it out. This is your reminder. And this is your week to grow. What will you experiment with this week? I see somebody say, I'm going to focus on being bold in more ways than one. I saw somebody say, I don't know how disruptive I was this week or last week, right? That might be a part of your journal, right? Think about, make a T-chart. One side, here was the things that I did that I felt was disruptive. Here's the things that I didn't do that was disruptive. What's something on the non-disruptive side that I want to put to the disruptive side? And that's your experiment. That's your try. Go ahead and tag somebody that you think needs to hear this message. And remember, on Wednesdays, we're going to be here for the disruptive download. That's when we are looking at our affirmations, looking at our goals from Sunday. Wednesday is the midweek. We're looking at what's working, what's wobbling, and then we make the pivots that we need to make and the adjustments. And guess what? We get to do it in this safe space. So until then, lead well, love deeply, and disrupt beautifully. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday at the Disruptive Download. Take care.